Hi, I'm Kingsley, and welcome to day 3, step 2 of the 67 steps. If you want to know more about the 67 steps, please check out the link below. Go to www.tailopez.com. Not an endorsement, but if you just want to know what I'm doing here and you're interested, go check out the link below. It's down there. Okay, so the title of this, sorry, I hear my dogs. The title of this step is Blue-Footed Booby Birds, ESS, and the 500-year-old mind. Let's start with a couple of quotes that are relevant in this particular video. One of them is from Megginson, who did a study of Darwin's works, and he said, according to Darwin, it is not the most intellectual of the species that survives. It is not the strongest of the species that survives. It's a species that is the most capable of adapting to the changing environment in which it finds itself. The second quote is from Charlie Munger, and it says, step by step, you get ahead, but not necessarily in fast spurts, but you build the discipline to prepare for the fast spurts. So slug it out. At the end of the day, or in the end, most people usually get what they want. So the two things that are important about this are it's about putting in the effort and not being stuck in a perspective of things. 500-year-old mind, let's just sort of start with that. The 500-year-old mind essentially means that there are things that have been passed down to us from generations after generations after generations. Don't make trouble, don't be pushy, don't be rude, rude, and of course, that's manners, and we're not talking about changing your manners, but or being, losing a sense of social interaction ability. But it's talking about, we're taught to sort of, not rock the boat when it comes to things. And this is the way. There's a way of doing things, and you have to do it this way. That's how it's a mindset that there's only one way to do things. And the world is not black and white. There's many, many areas of gray in between, layers of gray in between, and we all fit in some way into that gray area. There's no one who's truly one way and truly the other way. Even the most evil people, as he talks about, have some endearing quality underneath. So that's the 500-year-old mindset. When it comes to, health, okay, you have to have vegetables and beef and this, and it's a consistent pattern. Just like when you see these plans that say, okay, you have to have this much beef, this much vegetables, this much this. Well, what works for one person may not work for everybody else. Our body chemistry, the information that's put on the packaging is based on an average person and, someone who has a balance of all these areas. But we're not all balanced in those areas. An example for me would be, if I eat a cheeseburger, it weighs me down, meaning it makes me feel tired and sluggish. If I eat nachos with chicken, it doesn't make me feel weighed down. If I eat a steak, it doesn't make me feel weighed down. But it's different for everybody what makes them feel good. If I eat, fruits, I feel energized and great. If I eat Oreos, I feel all right. If I eat a Snickers bar, like that. So we're all different in the way that our body processes it. You may, Snickers may satisfy you and, make you go, boom, go fast. It doesn't do it for me. And the same applies in your business, If you stick to a way of doing things, you're at work or whatever, and you don't ever try and move forward and step up. If you just, go to work, sign in, do your job, and go home, and you never do anything to step forward and change the way you are compared to other people, then you'll always be in the same space, the same place, and you'll never move forward. Same in relationships. If you're never working on the relationship and trying to evolve the quality of the relationship, whatever it be, romantic or just your normal interpersonal relationships with family and friends, it'll never evolve. And then, of course, just overall fulfillment. So that's the 500-year-old mindset. You have to get out of that. There's a black and white to things because there's always gray. There's lots of gray. More gray than black and white. The blue-footed booby birds are an example of the Megginson quote, which is that they were, adapting to your environment in order to survive. because nature changes. The way nature, nature changes by the force of man's interaction with it. It changes just based on, atmospheric conditions. It changes. And so it's the creatures, species, including us, who find ways to survive. Look at the Sherpas. They, work in mountain areas, and the oxygen levels are different up at the altitude, but they've learned to adapt over the course of time in order to be able to survive there more effectively than you and I would if you're not living in the mountains when you're watching this, which I'm assuming you're not. And then ESS basically means establishing an evolutionary stable status, meaning that you're constantly you're working to evolve every day and find the things that work best for you. It doesn't mean that you're always changing, but you're always aware and open to having to make change in all these areas of your life, these 4 areas of your life: health, wealth, love, and fulfillment, in order to achieve the goals you're trying to accomplish there. So it's called ESS, Evolutionary Stable Status. So at the end of this lesson, or this step, he asked the question, what is the #1 area in which you have not evolved as you could have? And how are you going to change it, basically? And how are you going to change it? Basically is an overused word I use. Originally, I answered this health. I'm not going back to look at, because I'm filming these out of order. But organization is, I said health originally was because I didn't have a normal workout routine, which I still don't, the way I want. A normal workout routine, I didn't have a pattern. I didn't say, okay, well, this is the days I'm going to work out the week, and this is the workouts, the things I'm going to do to work out, and I didn't have that. Well, the challenge with that, even that theory, is I can't work out the same way for 6 years and expect different results over the course of 6 years. After a certain point, your body changes, and you have to change up the exercise, whether it's the arrangement of the exercises themselves, the repetitions, the sets, the whole thing. You have to change it up, otherwise your body becomes so accustomed to it that you don't move forward, you don't see gains in the areas. So I said health originally, but I think it's organization for me. And organization meaning that not only do I need to have some kind of specific schedule, because one of the things that works for me is I feel best if I accomplish something at first thing in the morning. So if I could accomplish 3 things first thing in the morning, and this is the 3 things I'd love to accomplish first thing in the morning with the first 3 hours of my day: work out, make videos, spend time with my beautiful little dogs in there. Those beautiful dogs are such a wonderful part of my life, and such a wonderful gift, and brush them out, and kiss them, and hug them for a little bit, and just spend time with them, play a little bit of fetch with them. If I can do those 3 things in the morning before I have to go do anything else, meaning it be, go work at the job that I'm not the most passionate about, or start working on things I'm more passionate about, then whatever else I do after that, I feel like I've accomplished something. I've given something back to the world in the way of videos, because I'm always trying to give something back in the way of doing these videos, entertaining or otherwise. And then also, I'm doing something for my body, and I'm doing something that's good for them, which is, these are my children, my canine kids, and I love them so much. They're such wonderful parts of my life. I love you, Amadeus. I love you, Simba. And I'm laying there on the bed right now. So those are 3 things that I can accomplish. And it's about establishing that organization. I've been evolving it more in my mind, but you have to have that in order to, for me, actually, I have to have that in order to feel like I've already started my day accomplishing, if I do nothing else that day, I've accomplished those 3 things. And those are great things to push me forward into other things in my day. So organization is definitely, and just also in the event of, also with creating an organization, not being tied to it so much that I can't make adaptations as I need to, meaning if I have to travel, or meaning if circumstances change and I have to stay up late one night and I can't get up the next morning that early to accomplish those 3 things. I have to be able to adapt, say, okay, I can't do it through this one first thing in the morning. When I get home from whatever I'm doing next, I've got to commit to that 30 minutes. Or maybe I have to cut it down. Instead of an hour of working out, it's an hour of 30 minutes of working out. I'm going to commit to it and then do the best I can with what I've got. But put the effort into making it happen, to create a schedule to accomplish a lot of things, including cleaning. I need to create a consistent pattern and schedule for cleaning and keeping things clean around my home. So that is my answer. That is my video journal for today. That is my answer to the question for the 67 steps, day 3, step 2. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Live with passion.